I'm Mark Stever, and this is Alana Marie Carroll. Now, Alana has found an incredible product that's going to turn back the hands of time to her mother's best friend and millions of you out there. The product, 40 Degrees Younger with Q-Stand D.
Now, when I had first heard about this product, I contacted Mr. Stan Nygett, the scientist who discovered it. And he's here to talk with us today about his product and about himself. Stan, it is so nice to meet you finally after hearing so much about your wonderful product. I know that this is going to work wonders for my girlfriend Kimberly, not just in terms of her appearance, but also in terms of how she feels inside. She's always been such a beautiful woman and always has been complimented on her youthful appearance, but her confidence has been sagging lately, and I think that 40 Degrees Younger is that cure that's going to make her feel just so amazing.
You know, Stan, on the break, Alana was sharing with me a little bit about your story and how you discovered the formula and how it's changing the skin and the lives of all the women. It's just an amazing product, and I'd love to hear more about your story. Can you share that with us?
Sure. Thanks for inviting me here. Well, this project has taken me perhaps over 20 years of research, and originally started actually in Europe when I was there working with a number of medical companies. And after 16 years, I decided it was about time to come back to the United States. And at that time, it was helped, facilitated by the fact that a small pharmaceutical and nutritional company had invited me to run the company. They were in very dire need of research, which was my forte, and I proceeded to do research. And a few years later, I came across some very obscure clinical studies, generally in the Far East, which were not very well known in the medical community. And these basically had nothing to do with skin. So I spent quite a long period of time in trying to develop a formulation for this, and even though the properties of the product was very good, or I should say the particular ingredients, they were not good enough to meet the expectations that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So as a consequence, after I guess hundreds of experiments and hundreds of formulations, I finally, eureka, found a formula that appears to have justified all the work that I have been doing in the past. Having shown the initial credibility of the product, we then went into a pilot program, a pilot clinical study, to determine whether there was really the credibility that I had thought there was.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, there was. That gave us the momentum to then get into a very large clinical study. And this was conducted by a professor of dermatology at the University School of Medicine at University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Who is a world-renowned dermatologist in the field, and a very well-known clinical investigator and a contributor, author, teacher, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
There was a continuous relationship that had, this was a study of 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and it incorporated 34 women, and there were a few men just to play it safe.
You know what? I was wondering about that because secretly I thought this product could, you know, maybe I could use a little bit too, right?
Well, men can use it, but actually the primary concentration was on women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a subject really for another time,
Of
another
course.
study.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually had two major facets to the program. And one was based upon the observations of the clinical investigator, who was the dermatologist, and who actually went and developed baseline information on the patients to begin with, so we could have comparative analysis as he went along for 4, 8, and 12 weeks. And they were measuring several different criteria, and the results were really excellent. The second facet, which was rather interesting, was really something that we tried to determine the credibility of. There's two different ways of looking at a study. What does the observations of the clinician say? He looks at you objectively, and he's based upon his medical knowledge. But what does a participant say? what is her perception of the results of the study? And this was what was really fascinating, because that not only established the credibility of what the clinicians said, but it went far beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So that their reactions were extremely enthusiastic. In fact, they wanted to know how quickly the product was going to be on the market. And the clinical investigator himself said a remark which was rather interesting. He said, of all the products that I have clinically investigated over these years, which is about over 30 years, he said there's been only one other product in all those years, and it was not a skincare product, that had such an enthusiastic response.
You know, that's one thing I found, Stan, that there's so many products out there, so many skincare products, so many anti-aging creams and that type of thing, that, you know, it's important to really understand, I guess, the ingredients that go into it, and the studies and the clinical results that go behind these. I think that's really important, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only the research involving the formulation, it's establishing the medical credibility of its, what you call efficacy,
Right.
its usefulness. Does it work?
Mm-hmm.
And this, we have proved that it does work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have more medical backup than probably most other products on the market.
Yeah,
We feel it is much better to come out with a product that is very useful, that's worthwhile, and that works, and that people would only use again.
Mm-hmm. Now, when the other day when we were talking, you had mentioned that this product has never been introduced in Europe before.
That's correct.
And this is the first time that this product's being brought to Europe.
That is right.
Mm-hmm. You know, Stan, this is great. I really, really appreciate the many hard years you put into developing the product. It's, as you can see, it's starting to pay off right now, and it's a product that you're very, very proud of, and I'm proud to help bring it to the market. Alana, this is great. This is one of our winners, you know, and I think it's going to be marvelous for your mom's best friend, and for all you women out there, the millions of women out there that are looking for a way to turn back the hands of time, or, you know, 40 degrees turn back the clock type of things, and this is a product that's going to restore the elasticity in your skin, the healthiness of the skin, soften up the skin a bit, and, you know, we don't need to worry about the whole elements of getting old when there's products like these available. And you know what? Today we put together a special offer for you. Call
You
now.
can navigate your way back to youth and beauty with this special offer from 40 Degrees Younger. Get the Age Reversal Serum and Transform Day Cream together in a package for the amazingly low price of $99.95. With the purchase of this package, you can also receive the 9.8 milliliter per size bottle of the Age Reversal Serum for the low price of $29.95. Navigate your way back to youth and beauty. Call now.